live recording this right now. It is Friday, October 18th. I have no idea when this episode will be out, but it'll be out before the NBA season tips off. Chase and Connor are here. NBA preseason. We are in the middle of football season, baseball playoffs, college basketball preseason. And the middle of the NHL season has already started somehow, whatever. And the NBA, just every single year, Connor, we do these. It just sneaks up on you every single time, and we go, oh, crap, we have to do an NBA podcast.
It hits you like a truck. You're right in the middle of football season. Things are going well. It's week 8 of college football. Here's my NFL takes. And all of a sudden, it's like, opening night of the NBA is Tuesday, October 21st. And you're just sitting there like, what the F? What are you talking about?
I've gone bankrupt since, you have to pay for every single streaming service to watch this. I got to pay for League Pass, Amazon Prime, Netflix, HBO Max, Leapfrog Plus. Who knows what else I have to pay for? Tubi, you name it. You got to pay for it in the NBA right now. Every single night, national TV games nonstop. Different preview podcast this year, though. We're not doing every single team over-unders. I'm not going through it, Connor. Adam Silver killed that podcast for me. I can't. I'm not going through it because Adam Silver comes out and says it's a highlight sport and everything. I'm tired of guessing every single team's over-unders when 18 teams just don't care about the regular season. They just don't.
Highlight league, highlight podcast. That's how we're doing this preview.
Highlight podcast. That's actually pretty good. Chase, you excited for the NBA now that the Celtics are going to be, where they're going to be? You're muted. Oh, rookie stuff.
Amateur
stuff.
Hour.
Preseason show.
Amateur hour.
Oh, my goodness.
It's preseason for all of us.
Preseason for everyone.
What I was going to say is, no, I'm not excited because my mic's muted and and Jason Tatum's poor Achilles. And it's just a clip farming institution now built for highlights, like we said. No, of course, I'm joking. I am super excited for any type of basketball, especially the NBA. As always, come on.
All right, let's do it. Let's get right into it. Today's show, the way we're going to be doing this is we all brought our favorite storylines going into this year. Later on, we're going to pick our favorite over-unders. We'll run through 3 or 4 of them each, and then we'll do some awards and pick a finals matchup and winner at the end. And, of course, as always, Hornets Minute at the very end of the show, which I can't wait for. I'm most excited for it.
Hornets Minute, Hornets 10 Minute.
You got to pay for KarterKast Plus to get a full Hornets Minute.
I'll be dipping. I didn't pay the subscription, so I'm pretty good.
Favorite storylines coming in this year, most intriguing. Connor, I'll start with you. What is one of your favorite storylines coming into this season?
So this is one that I feel like all 3 of us have, or should have at least, and we'll start at the top of the league, in my opinion. It's the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic, and probably the deepest team he's ever had in his career thus far. They have a legitimate bench unit. I'll let you guys jump in here, but their second unit basically is going to consist of Julian Strawther, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, Peyton Watson, Jonas Valanciunas, Cam Johnson's replacing MPJ in the starting lineup. That is an actual legitimate playable bench that you can survive on, and you're not just treading water. You can actually survive with for those 12, 14 minutes a game where Jokic is out. So I think people are not, I don't know if sleeping is the right word, but I don't think people are ready for Nikola Jokic with a true bench and a true backup center that he can, rely on and not have to play 45 minutes a night.
It wasn't on my list because I assumed everyone else was going to have it, but this has to be number 1, number 2 storyline coming into this season. I mean, this is why when we were all doing the free agency podcast, the number 1 winner just constantly was the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic finally gets some help. They finally make the trade, get rid of Michael Porter Jr. and bring some adults into the room, some maturity, and it's just going to be stable for Nikola Jokic for once. It's not going to be the Grand Rapids drive coming off the bench, Chase.
That's exactly right. And the Nuggets, it seems like everything that was a problem this last season that we looked at and all the flaws in this team, they just went out and addressed them. With Nikola Jokic, what you really need is guys who can shoot. You need Jamal Murray to create every once in a while, and then you need some decent on-ball defense to cover up where he lacks. And then he does the rest. That's how good – he's still the best player on planet Earth. And so being able to add the guys that they added and then have the depth, like Connor mentioned, to survive the non-Jokic minutes – it's just a recipe for success. And it's not even like we're speculating here because we've literally seen them do it. That's how they won the title before, and it seems that they've built a similar style and upgraded in a few positions, in my opinion, as well. So I'm right there with you. That was number 1 or 2 on my list.
The pushback that I've seen from people talking about the Nuggets recently is like, oh, are these just name, that their names, but they're not actually going to contribute? Like, is this more of a name value than what they're actually going to bring? And to that, I would say, when has anybody come to the Denver Nuggets to play with Nikola Jokic and been worse? Besides maybe Dario Saric, who didn't play. Like, maybe in his career was already over at that point. But a legitimate player, like Aaron Gordon, for example, coming to Denver, the best thing that could have ever happened to his career. He is a legitimate guy now, playing beside Jokic. I think these guys, especially veterans, Hardaway, Bruce Brown, who's been there, Jonas Valanciunas, they're only going to get better playing with Nikola Jokic because that's just what happens. That's how good of a player, how additive of a player he is. Plus Cam Johnson, I think, say what you want to about MPJ. I think the rebounding might take a little bit of a hit because he did that well. But near the end of last season, Michael Porter Jr. was unplayable. When you're not hitting shots and you're not playing defense and you're a liability, he's getting benched in big spots. That's not going to happen with Cam Johnson, I don't think.
No, it's not. They're going to be freaking good. The main thing with the Nuggets, too, going into this year, the season as a whole, throughout the whole NBA, I feel like it feels like it's the Thunder and the Nuggets and then a bit of a drop-off after that.
Yeah.
Who would you put 3?
In the whole NBA or in the West?
The whole NBA to win the finals.
You got Cleveland.
The Cavs, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
I feel like there is a big difference between Denver and the Thunder and then the Cavs.
Well, the Western Conference odds would agree with you. Oklahoma City's plus 130 to win the West. Denver's plus 420, and then it jumps all the way to the Clippers at 10-1. So,
Clippers?
Yeah, Clippers.
I didn't see that. That. Chase, favorite storyline coming into this year? One of them.
Yeah, switching to the other side of the map, I just have wide open Eastern Conference in general.
Yep.
I know we've kind of crowned the Cavs as the favorite, and I think they deserve to be so. But at the end of the day, it's still the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've watched them play in the playoffs. We know what Donovan Mitchell-led teams do. I do like them this season, and I think the fact that it's wide open is a great spot for them. But you also got to be thinking about some of these other teams. We saw a lot of movement in the East. Obviously, with the injuries to Halliburton and Tatum, you can pretty much scratch off Boston and Indiana. You have Orlando, right? Loading up on talent in the offseason. You have Detroit coming in for another year of development with these guys. You have New York, always a wild card, new coach and everything. There's just so many possibilities. We kind of saw it last year in the playoffs, right, with an improbable Indiana run and seeing favorites go down. I would not be shocked to see another one of those this season in the Eastern Conference. Even in the regular season, I feel like there's someone we're overlooking here who's going to be a big shock and might just take the 1 seed.
With the Eastern Conference, though, do you truly feel like let me rephrase that. I feel like that's unfair. Do you think just flat out, do you think anybody in the Eastern Conference wins the title?
No.
Do you think anybody in the Eastern Conference can win the title?
Can, yes. Will, probably not. There's probably at least 2, probably 3 or 4 teams in the West that I would take to win the title over Cleveland or New York at this point. Is that crazy? Maybe not 3 or 4.
I was about to say, are you sure?
No, maybe not, because I guess it'd be like Houston, Clippers. Yeah, I guess just by default, Cleveland and New York have to be in that 3-4 spot to win the title, but there is a large gap between, I think, Denver and OKC winning the title, and then Cleveland and New York winning the title, if those are the top 2 in the East. I think there is a gap.
Yeah, I think they can obviously win too. I wanted to see your reaction. I was hoping one of you guys would be like, no shot.
I think you have to.
Let me put it this way. I'd be shocked if anyone outside of the Cavaliers came from the Eastern Conference and won the title. I wouldn't be shocked if someone else won the Eastern Conference, but I'd be shocked if someone else came out of the East and won the title other than the Cavs. I feel like they're the only team in that conference that has the recipe to do it.
I think that's fair. I don't think it's a bad take.
I think the Knicks and the Magic can also win the title.
The Magic cannot win the title.
You
have to see a massive leaps from Paulo, Franz, everything.
A healthy Magic team can win the title this year, I think. I don't think they will. I think they're frisky though.
What you think about the East is what would we have said about Indiana this time last year?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to keep using that as an example for the next 3-4 years on all these NBA shows, being like
the next 6-7 years.
Yeah, if Indiana could do it, then, or if Halliburton could be the best player on a title-winning team, which we almost saw, then this guy can do it. It's like, that just might be an anomaly.
They did it 2 years, Carter. I mean, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. They lost 4-0, but that Celtics team was an absolute buzzsaw. Like, it was 2 years. And I think if Haliburton doesn't get hurt, I think they're finals champions.
I do too.
To round robin and kind of go back to your initial point, Chase, about the East being wide open, you lose 2 of the top 4 teams from last year, the last 2 Eastern Conference champions. You're right. I think it's wide open, and that's why, as we get into this discussion, there's plenty of teams that are right there, ready for the taking. Like, you got the Magic, you got the Pistons, you've got the Hawks, from what a lot of people think, and then there's a team like the Bucks who finished 5th last year, where if you're the Bucks and you want to keep Giannis happy, like, you just got laid out on a silver platter, because 2 of the top 4 teams from last year are gone. Like, normally this Bucks team would be fighting for a play-in spot, and they still might, but if there was ever a year to compete and try to keep Giannis in Milwaukee, it's probably this year with the East so wide open.
So, realistically, how many teams out of the East do you think can actually make it to the finals? Should I go team by team and you guys say yes, no?
I mean, I've got 3, so it'll be a quick list.
7 or 8. That's because I just think it's that wide open.
No.
Can go to the finals?
Yes.
Yeah,
no. Let's stop that.
I think 7 or 8 teams have a chance to go.
I definitely have at least 4.
Win the Eastern
I have
Conference.
3. Maybe
You don't think the Hawks can, Connor?
Maybe. Yeah, that's my 4th. Maybe. I really don't. I don't know.
Cavs, Knicks, Magic, Hawks, I think, can absolutely go to the finals.
Yeah,
sure.
Keep going, Carter. I'll tell you.
That's where the list stops for me.
Celtics?
No,
I
don't think.
What are we? We're
don't
10
think
minutes
that's
in.
okay.
We're already doing this shit. Yeah, we're 10 minutes
This
in.
guy's baiting me.
All right, now we have our resident Philly scumbag, Connor Sparrow, here, the Sixers.
No, I'm over that.
Yes,
Okay.
they can. If Joel Embiid turns into Joel Embiid, yes, they can make
I
the
tried this
finals.
last year. I really tried to do this last year with Philly. I'm not doing it again this year. Can't
I think
do it. Won't do it.
I think he might retire after this season. It's
I'm just saying there's a chance.
the
There's a
Pistons.
chance.
Nope.
Yes, I think they could make a
know.
finals run. I think this is how wide open the Eastern Conference is. Absolutely, I think they could make a finals run.
Duncan Robinson's their starting shooting guard. They're not going to the finals.
Duncan Robinson's been to 2 finals as a starting shooting guard.
Yeah, that's that was brutal right there.
It's 2025.
The Bucks.
Nope.
They're a no for me.
No.
There's gonna be. It's the only storyline coming out of the Bucks all season. It's gonna be Giannis trade rumors. That's it.
It's his
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
tour.
Nothing else is gonna matter. The Pacers, no, with Haliburton out. The Heat, no thanks. The Raptors, we'll get to that later. Hell no. The Hornets, Summer League champs, already got a ring this season. I mean, there's a championship culture built in the city of Charlotte. I don't know. I'm not willing to say no. I'm not willing to say no, but I'm not willing to say yes. Okay, I'll go with one of my favorite storylines coming into this year. Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is my number 1 storyline coming into this year. This is what I'm most excited to see because I think it's just going to turn very quickly how hyped up he's going to get by NBA fans. They're going to need to see 1 or 2 games of him playing in an NBA jersey and absolutely dominating on the court, and everyone's going to be all in on Cooper Flagg. This guy's good enough to be a 1-1 on a championship team. Maybe not, obviously, as a rookie. That's a tall order. I'm not saying they're going to go to the finals or anything like that. The Mavs are going to be good. They're Mavs unders. The game total unders. Games are going to be played into the 90s with this team. How good they're going to be defensively. I'm just so excited to watch Cooper Flagg, man.
Other than Wemby, obviously, I can't tell you the last time we've seen a rookie come in like this that is a true connector. That is truly like, hey, he's not just he's going to go shoot 20 times and get you 25 points and win Rookie of the Year. It's like he doesn't have to score 20 points to have such a large impact on the game. He's a great defender. He passes the ball well. They started him at point guard in a couple of the preseason games. I think he's the ultimate, like, hey, if you want to choose a rookie to slot into a team that's already pretty good, there's your answer. He's used to playing with guys around him like this.
You know what's also kind of weird, though, is that Jason Kidd did this with Giannis in Milwaukee. I remember going to Hornets Bucks to go see Jabari Parker play in like 2016 or something. I'm seeing Giannis dribble up the court. I was furious because I just wanted to see Jabari play, and Giannis just kept ball hogging.
Did you see John Henson?
I think I did see John Henson.
Yep, he was on that team.
I hung out with John Henson last week. We'll talk after the show.
What a guy.
But Jason Kidd's clearly doing this with Cooper Flagg. He's trying to take him down the honest path.
It's just because Kyrie's out, and look, D'Angelo Russell's the de facto point guard right now. I get it. I don't think Cooper Flagg is going to be the point guard for the season. Do I think he's going to initiate a lot of offense? Yes, I do. Do I think he can do it well? Yes, I do. But I don't think he's going to be he's not going to bring the ball up the court every game.
He's going to be so good. He's going to be so good. I just cannot wait for Cooper Flagg. Chase, I know
so
you're
big picture.
Go
big
ahead.
picture for both you guys. How do you feel about the Mavs in the West? We just took a minute and talked about the Nuggets and the Thunder at the top two teams in the West. Where do the Mavericks fall in this grand landscape of the NBA? Do they legitimately have a shot to win the NBA championship, or is this like a fun and frisky second-round exit type deal?
For me, it's fun and frisky second-round exit. I think without Kyrie Irving, you're going to be lacking. I think just that bit of offensive firepower to get it there. But I think that's kind of perfect if you're Dallas. I think you're okay letting Cooper just have a really good rookie year, be fun, go to the playoffs, get some experience, and then really start to focus on next season. Could they make a run? I think. Look, they'll have the most talented, probably front court in the entire league. So there's a chance. But right now, I think they're also content. Like, let's win, 45 games, so that would be awesome, and let's see, sell some tickets for the playoffs and get the city back into it for next year.
Yeah, Cooper Flagg getting his feet wet this season, showcasing himself, putting up points, getting used to the NBA game, and then I think the main goal is make the playoffs, get him used to playoff minutes, have him get a feel for what it's like playing in the playoffs, like Chase said. I think that's a successful season for the Mavs. Just get into the playoffs.
Isn't Kyrie supposed to be back mid-season, January, February, like?
Yeah, but are you
talks, but they're not going to rush it. Yeah.
And also D'Angelo Russell hopefully will be back in Brooklyn by then. Or he'll be like
hopefully.
He'll be a Toronto Raptor or Wizard by then. I really hope he's not on this Mavs team come playoff time.
What's crazy to me is I'll start here. I think the Mavs probably are one of the deepest teams in the NBA, at least on the front court in my eyes. I know they're missing Kyrie, but like front court options, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg, Derek Lively is probably your starting front court. You've got Gafford, you've got PJ Washington, you've got Najee Marshall, you've got Caleb Martin. That's 7 options that I'd feel pretty comfortable playing in a playoff series in the front court. I really would. Now, it's the guard depth that kind of worries me a little bit. Max Christie, what he's going to do this year. D'Angelo Russell's obviously the biggest X factor while Kyrie's gone. But what shocked me...
You said X factor and didn't mention Dante Exum?
Well, Dante Exum's going to have I think a more limited role this year. Maybe not while Kyrie's out.
Am I going to get a text, yes or no, of you betting Dante Exum 6 rebounds on a random night?
It depends on the injury report.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe not. No, honestly, with this lineup, with this big-ass lineup they're going to run, probably not. I think there's less of a need for Dante Exum with the front court defense. But what I was going to say, the Mavericks have the 8th best odds to win the West. 8th. They're behind the Warriors. They're behind the Timberwolves. They're behind the Lakers, the Rockets, the Clippers. Does that seem right? I guess with the Kyrie injury, but I feel like this Mavericks team is pretty deep.
I think if you're like doing the betting, if you're betting on this kind of stuff, I would bet it now, because once the Cooper Flagg hype train goes off over the next month to start the season, that's going to turn into like a 10-1 bet.
I think you're right. I just can't. 20-1 to win the West for the Mavericks. I feel like I know the West is really good, but come on.
I don't know. Did you see them play the Lakers backups with their starters?
You're right. Preseason takeaways. You're right.
No, I think that's a good point. Back to Cooper Flagg real quick, Carter, because you know I'm a fan. I'm going to try not to glaze a little too much. I just wrote down storylines.
This is a Cooper Flagg glazing podcast. Say whatever you want. It's all. I'm here for the propaganda.
I just wrote down their storylines. Anything Cooper Flagg does.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, that's not even basketball-wise. Like, I'm ready for all of it. Give me all the Cooper Flagg content. The shoes just came out. I think they look sick. A big New Balance guy here, from Boston and everything. But here's what I really wanted to bring up with you guys. Everyone kind of has been talking about, right, when LeBron retires, who's like the next guy. He carried the league for so long. I think we're set. I think we can play the Colin Cowherd clip and be like, we're good, LeBron.
We're good. Hey, LeBron.
We're good.
We're good. We've got Con Knipple.
We got We have the combination of Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama is like a new age of basketball, both in style and in them as players coming to the league, where LeBron, what is that draw, has built an absolute cult following and has shaped generations of NBA fans. And it was lacking for someone to kind of take that mantle. I think we've found it in both these guys. I'm not saying they're going to be as big as LeBron. The dude's an absolute icon at this point. But combined, as well as other so many talented guys that I don't even need to mention, but those two already, I think the NBA is set. I think we're good. We're good.
You know what's weird? It feels like we kind of skipped a generation, it feels like, where it's like, here we are in 2025 and still LeBron and Curry and Durant that they're putting on ESPN all the time. And now we're going from that to, Wemby and Cooper Flagg and some of these really young guys. It almost feels like they're skipping a generation where, don't get me wrong, like Tatum and SGA and Jokic, like they get the publicity, but I don't think it's going to amount to what we see from Wemby and Cooper Flagg. I really think that it's going to go from LeBron, Curry, Durant to Wemby, Cooper Flagg. And that kind of generation in the middle is going to be skipped over a little bit in terms of like promotion, face of the league type deal.
Yeah, no one's getting really annoyed when they're like, oh my gosh, they're talking about Oklahoma City again on First Take.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be like every show is just going to be about one of those two guys. How's it going? Like, what they're going to be making up all sorts of segments that LeBron's had for 20 years. He's had that kind of pull. I mean, it's been insane. He's the face of the NBA, whether or not he's the best player for that long. And I think like I said, I think we found the two guys to take over.
Or, real quick, I'll let you jump in, Carter. Is Wemby just that good and that exciting to watch that it's going to unite every single basketball fan and they're just going to be like, this is awesome and I have nothing bad to say? Or is it going to get to a point where people start getting pissed? Okay.
No, it's the second the Spurs are a good team, people are going to hate them. This happens with everything. Everyone loved Pat Mahomes until Pat Mahomes started winning football games.
Yep, everyone loves Drake May, but man, give it a couple of years.
The second the Patriots are a Super Bowl contender, everyone's going to start hating Drake May.
The second Stephon Castle gets a pop star icon girlfriend and starts coming to the games, everybody's going to hate the Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were comparing.
Once these guys win games, people are going to start hating on him. Cooper Flagg. What's crazy too is like Cooper Flagg went to Duke, and I still don't think he even gets that hate. Like, because I don't think Zion didn't get that kind of hate.
Yeah, maybe in college.
But even then, I don't think Cooper Flagg I don't think anybody hated on Cooper Flagg.
Maybe his parents.
Dang.
What?
Tap your head. People hated on his parents.
Oh! Hey, I thought you were saying the parents hated on Cooper Flagg.
No. People hated on his parents for.
I was like, geez, dude, that's kind of dark. Yeah. No, people were not fans of the flag. The mom. I'm with the mom right there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm very jealous of this take, Chase. I 100% agree. 100% agree with it. Wemby Flagg. It feels like they're more marketable and they're just going to be more exciting. Like, no offense to Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid or even Jokic to that matter, but Jokic is a little bit different. Jokic, he's just not marketable off the court in any way at all. So it's just like
he doesn't want to be
do with him. Exactly, and that's fine. But with like Tatum and Joel Embiid, it's like I'm not canceling plans to watch Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid.
Yes. And I think this is the point about the skipping generation, and here's why. Those guys, Tatum and Edwards, like these guys, awesome, and they're really fun to watch. But we've seen it before, in shades of whoever you want to say,
100%.
Jordan, Kobe, whatever. These like icons that we like to compare them to. We've seen the style before. Wemby and Cooper Flagg are a different style, and it is legit. I have to go watch Wemby. Like, and Jokic has that a little bit too, because seeing this guy do the things he does was a little bit like, holy crap! Like, even the casual basketball fan would be like, what is happening right now? And that's what these guys have.
I feel like us basketball fans understand the Jokic stuff. I feel like a very casual sports fan doesn't understand how good Jokic actually is. When they watch a game, they don't understand all the little intricacies that makes Jokic great. Yeah. But when you watch a game and you see a 7'5" freak on the court just dunking with his feet still on the floor and being able to shoot fadeaway three-pointers, everybody and their mom can understand, oh, yeah, this guy looks awesome. This is different. And the other thing about Cooper Flagg and Wemby about how they are going to be the next stars of this league is I feel like they're actual guys. When they go to road arenas in the next 3 to 4 years, they're going to sell out that road arena. But Tatum, Embiid, even Anthony Edwards, even Jokic, I feel like they're not going to sell out road arenas like that.
Well, this might be a little biased, Carter, especially because you're a Duke fan, but it's like, I think it may have been Simmons I heard talking about this. I haven't listened to all his podcasts yet, but they were like, look, let's say we have Hornets season tickets, and we're doing a draft of like, hey, what away team do we want to watch? Wemby's got to be number one. Like, hey, I want to go see the Spurs and Wemby come to Charlotte. versus maybe Cooper Flagg in the Mavs for you, Carter. But I feel like Wemby's the answer here.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I can see Steph Curry in person, he might still be one for me.
If you had to choose, no. If you had to choose, like Carter, you have the Golden State game or the Spurs game, guaranteed, both healthy. You got to choose the Spurs. To Connor's point, you got to go see Wemby live.
Yeah, that's a biased thing, but and also I've seen Steph. Like we've all seen Steph before, so that makes it different. But
I'll say this, and then we can move on. With the whole, we'll see what happens with Cooper Flagg in this regard, but at least with Wemby thus far in his career, there hasn't been like, oh, Wemby's the second coming of David Robinson or the second coming of Shaq or Hakeem. It's like, hey, Wemby is Victor Wembanyama 101. Like, there's no comparisons. Now, I don't know if people are going to be like, hey, Cooper Flagg's the next coming of LeBron or whatever, but we'll see. But at least with Wemby, like, I think that's part of it too. Like with Anthony Edwards, it's like, man, look at all these Jordan comparisons, but you can't do that with Wemby.
Last thing on Wemby for me, I am a little nervous about, like, can this guy stay healthy at that size? The way he moves, how much he's going to play.
Yeah.
Is it sustainable for him to be able to play 70-plus games a season?
Probably not, but there's not an organization I'd rather him be with than the Spurs to handle that, I think would be my answer.
I'd probably argue Charlotte, but...
I think that's probably the worst because they don't know what they're doing with their medical staff. Hey, Wemby, come to a place where the best three players from the Hornets played 7 combined starts together last year.
You're telling me Wemby could wear Big Baller Brand? Nice.
Here's a flamer for you. This is just throwing it out of nowhere. Victor Wembanyama will be the reason the NBA shortens its season. They'll see their most marketable, most profitable star struggling to play 82 games, and they'll shorten it.
Will they shorten the season, or will they lessen the threshold for awards to like 55?
Something. I bet if it's like, oh, I just can't do the wear to 82 games, Adam Silver's like, okay, what do you want? What can we do for you here? Because that's the type of guy he is.
We talk about it all the time, but the product would be unbelievable if it was a 58-game season. Everybody plays each other twice, 1 through 16 go to the playoff, and just have a tournament from there. No conferences.
But then you're going to have to, all those records and everything, like the stats and all that, like from a nerd perspective, you're going to have to start over.
Three-pointer,
Yeah, we added a three-pointer. Yeah. We didn't have 82 games forever. We added
all the in-season tournament records,
They don't count. The in-season tournament final doesn't count.
You're telling me it doesn't count?
Never existed.
What?
Nope.
I've got Hornets to win the NBA Cup, by the way.
Pop the Michelob Ultra in the locker room.
No, Henny.
Yeah. All right, my turn.
Yeah, your turn. Go.
Talked a lot about the Western Conference there. Let's jump back to the East. Chase mentioned, as he said, it's wide open. I want to jump to the 4th best team in the East, odds-wise, the Atlanta Hawks. They were, 9th last year in the East, 40-42. A lot of additions this year. Porzingis, Alexander Walker, Luke Kennard, Asa Newell they drafted. Does this say more about, hey, the Hawks are going to be really good, or is this more of the rest of the East is that bad?
Both,
but I'd say more so the East is that bad. I think everyone's trying to search for the next Indiana Pacers, to be completely honest. And they look at the Hawks, the additions. They look at the 2021 Hawks. They've done it before, blah, blah, blah. And I think they're looking for the team to be the surprise run. But now you're 4th best odds, so it's like, it'd still be pretty shocking, but
they're too sexy of a pick for me.
Yeah.
I think I have to defer.
I kind of like them. There's a lot of pieces on this team I just really like.
Reese Shea finished the year pretty strongly last year. Jalen Johnson's back healthy.
Luke Kennard had some shooting on this team. I'm not a Trae Young guy, though.
Well, we're going to see what happens with him. He's due for an extension. They haven't paid him yet as of us recording this. So that's going to be a weird situation to monitor, I think. But I just wrote down, like, with the Hawks, I personally don't see them winning the East. That's a lot of people's sleeper pick. It's a lot of people's like, hey, look what they added. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of how they're going to mesh. Like, is Porzingis going to stay healthy? Is he, I don't know.
No, he's not. I'll let you know right now. Porzingis is not staying healthy. I think Chase can attest to that one.
Yeah, when you get an unknown disease that apparently is incurable for exactly how long Jason Tatum is healthy, it's great. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on. I just want to touch on the Hawks there.
Chase, give me another storyline.
Yeah, just a couple quick hitters. I got skinny athletes. We got Luka losing weight. We got Zion looking sexy.
Zion's my number 2 storyline.
Also, by the way, I don't want to hate. Because I like props to anyone who goes out and loses weight. I don't think Luka looks that skinny. All right, I'm just gonna say it. I know everyone's like got the pictures going. They're throwing around pictures
Angles.
from him like
It's angles.
3 years ago. It's like, listen, James Harden gained 50 pounds overnight. Like he went back and forth. Okay, I don't think Luka looks that great. Let's see him shirtless. All right, then I'll form like a really good opinion. Give me like
quote card. Let's get the quote card. James Harden. Let's see him shirtless.
But I guess everyone just saw Chet Holmgren win a title, and they're like, I guess I got to start cutting. And then I said, I think this is Giannis's last ride in Milwaukee, and because I don't think they're going to have a good year. So always going to be monitoring, especially around trade deadline. I think this is it for him.
Can we talk about that? I actually want to stay on this for a minute. We've talked about the East, talked about the Hawks. With the Bucks, it's like, how competitive do they have to be to keep Giannis happy? Like, what is a season in Milwaukee that Giannis is like, okay, I see a future here, I'm going to stay, and I'm not going to have all these trade rumor noises? Like, what do they have to do?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what they've done so far. They've gotten rid of Pat Connaughton, Dame Lillard, Chris Livingston, Brook Lopez, and they've added, listen to this, his brother, Thanasis, Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, and Miles Turner, who plays his position.
Wait, didn't we get another brother too in there?
Yeah, on a 2-way. Alex.
Yep.
Woo.
So family members. That's all they've done. That's all.
Was it Alex or was it? It was Alex.
Yeah, it was Alex. Yeah, it was Alex and it
Kostas is overseas.
They're trying. Like I gotta give the Bucks front office credit. Like at least they're trying anything to make him happy.
Wave and stretch Damian Lillard. I mean, I guess you had to since he's not going to be playing this year.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, you have to throw any Hail Mary at the wall to be able to try and keep Giannis there as long as possible and keep him as happy. Because clearly Giannis signed off on the Dame Lillard stuff. They wouldn't have done that if Giannis didn't say, yes, I want this to happen. Do I think it works? Absolutely not. I still think some of the moves are stupid, but I think they are trying every last Hail Mary approach to get it to happen, and he's just going to have to walk.
If you're a Bucks fan, you're trying to look at the positives. So I guess Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be their starting point guard. You look back at the 22-23 season when he started for the Rockets the last time around. He averaged 19, 6, and 5, but that team was horrible. They had 22 wins. They were 14th in the West. It was basically empty stats on a bad team. So that's probably your starting point guard. Cole Anthony comes in, heat check guy, I guess, off the bench. And then Kyle Kuzma was the swing they took last year. Didn't really work out. First round of the playoffs last year, you guys know what Kuzma shot. 34.3% from the field, 20% from three. Like he's not going to cut it. Like that was their big swing 2 years ago, or I guess last year at this point, and it just didn't work out. So I don't know. It scares me if you're the Milwaukee Bucks because number one, it's your best chance to compete in the East. Like the Pacers and Celtics are probably cross-offs at this point, so there is an opening for the Bucks to be decent this year. And what's crazy is I don't think they're even going to be that. Like I don't think they have enough talent to compete even in a lessened East. I really don't, and I don't think it's going to be enough for Giannis to stay around. They're going to have to make the Eastern Finals if they want to keep him, in my eyes.
The two positives for Bucks fans: one, you have Giannis. At least you'll have one more fun ride in a weak East, so you should be competitive and whatnot. Even though I don't think they're going to the finals or anything. You know what the other positive is? They are the Milwaukee Bucks. Our entire lifetime, Connor, this team blew. This team stunk. And they got an NBA title out of it. So I don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't feel bad. Like, Milwaukee got their title. They got it.
You can't be sour if you're a Bucks fan. If this goes south, which we think it will, and Giannis asks out or informally, whatever, the way he's treated the city of Milwaukee and the memories they have and the years they've had and the NBA championship they got out of this run, I'd take it in a heartbeat as a Hornets fan. And I'm sure 10 other franchises or 15 other franchises will do the same exact thing. So, yes. It's going to suck when it comes to an end, but overall it's been a successful ride.
LeBron won a Mickey Mouse bubble title, and he's going to be revered in L.A. Like, what are we doing? He got the title. Like, it's... Yeah.
They're eighth in the East. They are behind Boston to win the East in odds. They have worse odds than the Boston Celtics to win the East.
I think that's fair.
That's nuts. I think that's kind of nuts.
I agree.
But
the roster sucks, and Giannis hasn't been healthy, even if he does stay. There will be tweets by December. There will be rumors. There will be a request in before the year is over. And come the trade deadline, it's going to be the biggest sweepstakes since Luka doesn't count because there was no sweepstakes. That was
backdoor deals.
So it's going to be the honestly, I don't even know since when a guy traded with this caliber.
Durant. But even then,
I mean, that was
kinda
30 whatever year old
past that,
Durant.
yeah.
This is one of the most insane trade targets mid-season that will ever hit the NBA. Maybe the biggest trade target to hit at the trade deadline.
He'll be 31 in December, so the way he plays, you got to think he's got 4 or 5 years left in peak form, maybe a little bit less than that, 3 or 4 years. But I think you're right. Now, I didn't prep you guys for this. Top of your head, where does he go if something happens? Because the obvious answer is probably this. Like, the Spurs have enough, I think. Now, would they do it? I don't know. Where else? What's another landing spot for him? The Warriors are kind of cooked at this point. The Knicks? I don't know.
You don't want to mess up what you got going on in OKC.
Right. I'm really trying to think of a potential landing spot for
I also just don't think the floor spacing makes sense for OKC either, but that's a different
Detroit. Does Detroit have enough?
No.
I don't think they do either. At this point, where do you go? That's the other problem. Is like the sweepstakes it's not over, but it's kind of like, hey, a lot of moving parts have been settled. Where does he go?
Hey, Connor, can we talk real quick without Chase here?
Let's do it.
I think Boston's has a real shot.
Centered around what? Like a Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a million picks?
Yeah.
Would they? Yeah. Yeah. I don't hate that.
All right, Chase can come back in.
You can come back in, Chase. Yeah.
Wow. Dang. No, I think Boston's a legit chance. I think Brad Stevens is good at his job, and also all the moves that they made, all the assets that they got, don't feel like long-term guys. It feels like more of we're gearing up to sell them for something. I don't know if that gets you Giannis because the package still isn't super lucrative, and I don't think they're the front office to overreact and send all their first-round picks like some front offices decide to do. I think New York's probably got to be the most realistic. I mean, players-wise, they could give you probably the best return. I'll see what they can scrape by in draft capital. Other than that, it's like the usuals. Miami, do they have what it takes? Does someone come in out of the blue? I seriously doubt it's anything less than a big market team, having played in Milwaukee for so long.
Because he's got to approve of it. He's got to approve of it too, wherever he goes. He's got to be okay with it. And
he's through next season.
I think we're going to see if this does, continue to be a story throughout the season, trade deadline, whatever. I think there's going to be such a disconnect between what other teams can offer or are willing to offer versus what the Bucks expect to get back. And it's going to have to be a complete dumpster fire for them to be like, all right, we're trading Giannis at all costs. We got to get rid of him no matter what. I just have a hard time seeing it get to that point, and I think there's going to be a lot of disconnect in terms of what the asking price is. And I don't know if he gets traded mid-season. This might be like a next offseason type deal.
We'll find out. Connor, next storyline.
We are going to move, let's see, where do I want to go here? I got a couple listed. East or West?
West.
Clippers. I want to talk about the Clippers. Veteran signings. They're, I think 4th in the odds right now. Bradley Beal, Chris Paul, Brook Lopez, John Collins, offseason additions. On paper, I think this team can go 11 deep every single night. Does it give the veterans an opportunity to rest? Yes. How does the rotation look come playoff time? I'm not sure. But people seem to be slowly buying back into this Clippers team with their additions. How do you guys feel in them?
And this is the classic Clippers. Anytime people buy in on the Clippers, I don't want to buy in. If people are out on the Clippers, that's when I want to buy in.
So you're not buying in?
I'm not buying in. People are buying in too much on the Clippers. I'm out. The West is too competitive. It feels a little fortunate that those guys were able to stay healthy as much as they did last season. I'm out.
Well, at least they're adding Bradley Beal, who's known for playing a lot of games.
Chris Paul, man, he'll give you some good 6 minutes this season.
John Collins will be fun. Lob City.
Yeah. Lob City's back, baby.
They are
Chris
back.
Paul, John Collins.
And Derrick Jones.
Wake Forest basketball, baby. Let's go.
Think about that. Somebody get Bobby Clinton on here from Detroit.
I'm
not in on the Clippers. Chase, are you?
I'm as in as I can be. I think they're just one of those franchises at the end of the day where, like Carter said, if you're in on them, I'm not going to be. But also, are we going to see them beating Denver or OKC in a playoff series?
They had the third best odds to win the West, so somebody's believing in them.
Vegas, I guess.
Yeah.
I just know this team. It's the same story over and over and over again. It doesn't matter. Plus, who knows with Kawhi? You had the healthiest season you ever had from him last year, and that didn't get you anywhere.
Whoa. James Harden's going to figure it out in these playoffs, man.
It's true.
Kawhi Leonard, businessman.
That's true.
More like
Got
scheme
an
artist.
aspiration.
No, everything was above board.
Yep. Connor, are you in on him?
Oh, man, this is a tough one. I think this is a classic bait and switch where you look at the roster, you look at the names on the roster, you look at the potential rotation, and you're like, how could I not be on this Clippers team? But something in my gut is telling me, Connor, this is not going to work. For whatever reason, this is not going to work out. We're gonna get to February, and there's going to be 3 or 4 guys asking out or on the trade block. And it almost, walk with me here, that LeBron Cavs team, one of his last years, when they traded for D. Wade and they traded for Derrick Rose and they had all these veteran guys, it's like, oh, look at this super team we're building. And then everyone was gone by the deadline. D. Wade was gone to Chicago. D. Rose was gone. Isaiah Thomas was gone.
Chris Paul will be in Israel.
Kind of gives me those vibes where it's like, hey, Brook Lopez got traded to another contender, or hey, John Collins is gone, or hey, Bogdanovich is gone. Like, there's going to be key guys, I think, gone by the deadline. I just think it's not going to mesh. For whatever reason, my gut's telling me to stay away.
That's telling me to stay away. These guys are old, and it doesn't make sense come playoff time by that point. Also, the Clippers just feel like that classic dude in your fantasy football league that drafts solely based on name. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm Alvin Kamara, second round, give him to me. And you're like, okay.
Brandon Cook is available in the 10th round? Oh, my God.
Like, all right, yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm out on the Clippers. What was your East storyline?
We can go East here. This will be a fun one to talk about, Carter. You kind of already hinted at this one. The Orlando Magic are taking full advantage of this Eastern Conference being wide open. You see them trade for Desmond Bane. For anybody that doesn't know, 4 first-round picks, so I'll break them down for you guys. The 16th pick, which turned into Yang Hansen, was actually traded to Portland, so that's Yang Hansen. Memphis traded that for Cedric Howard.
We'll find out about that one.
Yeah, we'll find out about that one. 2026 first-rounder was swap rights with Phoenix or Washington. That's a pretty good pick. In 2028 and 2030 unprotected first, and a 2029 pick swap. That's a lot for Desmond Bane. I know those picks aren't like the greatest. If you're the Magic, you think you're going to be good, so giving away picks 5 years from now isn't too worrisome with a young, talented roster like this. But even so, it's a lot to give up for Desmond Bane. How do you guys feel about the Magic going into the season? Because I personally think they have a legitimate shot to make some noise in the East.
Yeah, I think they can make it to the finals, and I think they can be competitive in the finals. I'm very in on this Magic team.
So you believe in Paolo Banchero as a number 1 option?
Absolutely. Absolutely, okay. I do. Chase.
Late game situation, spacing, yeah, okay.
Yeah, especially with spacing now, and like at least they have a backup point guard option. You know, even if Jalen Suggs goes down, like I trust Tyus Jones to get it done for 15, 20 games in the regular season. Now, come playoff time, am I going to feel great about that? Not necessarily, but during that stretch of the regular season where the Magic were just killed by injuries last year, which felt like all season, they were able, I feel like they are much more built to get through those kind of stretches. And I think they're going to be right there with the 1 seed for the East this year, and I think they're going to be right in it. I would not be shocked in the slightest if we saw the Magic in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I'm all in on them. I got to watch them live in the playoffs over in Boston this past season. Obviously didn't go the way they wanted. I mean, Boston's still good despite how their season ended. But they just had it. I think, they have this like swagger, this attitude. Obviously still very young and relying on young guys to come through. But the 1-2 punch of Wagner and Banchero kind of remind me a little bit of what Boston had, and kind of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum being able, like, 2 wings really playing off of each other. And then, of course, I love all their additions, and I even love their departures a little bit. And it's the Eastern Conference. I think Paolo does have that gene in him, that killer mentality, that to be a closer, to be the number 1 guy. And I think it's just set up perfectly for them to really figure out who they are and make a run here this season.
I think the Magic front office, I want to give them all the credit in the world, because this is the prime example of a Magic front office being patient enough and picking your spots of when to go all in for a guy like this and see what you have with your current roster before going in with something like that. I think Desmond Bane's a perfect fit for them. There's a couple of numbers I wanted to run by you guys. The Magic ranked dead last year in 3-point field goal percentage, 31.8%, and dead last in catch and shoot threes last year. Desmond Bane is 43.2% on catch and shoot threes in the last 5 years. That's 3rd best among players with at least 1,000 attempts. So you see a problem, you remedy it. I like Desmond Bane on the ball. He can bring the ball up. He can initiate some offense. He had a lot of really, really good games in Memphis where late in the game, he was the go-to guy, not even Ja. And when Ja was out, the number 1 option was Desmond Bane. We saw him do it. And look, if you're the Magic, You want to win now? You don't want to just sneak in as a 7 or 8 seed and, hey, let's try to make a run, and then you have to play Cleveland in round 2, or you have to play, whoever, the Knicks in round 2. You want to be one of those top 3 or 4 seeds. And to go all in like that and give up this many picks, the successful season for the Orlando Magic, you got to be in the top 3 or 4, and you have to win a playoff series, period. And I think they will. And the one X factor that I think for the Magic is Franz Wagner shooting the ball. He started off the first 2 years of his career, 35% from 3, 36% from 3. He was down to 28 and then 29 last year. You got to find that back. I think, can he do it? Maybe. I think this Magic roster is built for success, and I think you guys are right. They'll probably be a top 3 seed in the East. I think I like them better than the Hawks.
The other, it's just with the spacing with Banchero and Bane on the floor now, it should open up a little bit more for Banchero. Like, I think the fact that he was so successful in how clogged and clunky their offense was, it should be a lot more smooth, and it should be a lot easier for him this season. And I agree with you. I think the baseline for the Magic this season is they have to win a playoff series. That is the bare minimum. Anything after that, I think, is gravy, chalk it up to the playoffs, anything. But ideally, I think this team should be going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I just want to see how their offense looks, because you're right. Watching their late-game offense in the fourth quarter,
awful.
That Magic Cavs Game 7 we watched in the playoffs, I wanted to gouge my eyes out. Oh, my gosh. The Magic offense. Whew.
Yeah, and it's just every possession will feel like, let's burn 15 seconds, and then someone danced around and find Paolo to bail you out.
Awful fadeaway grenade shot at the end of the shot clock from the elbow. Pray goes in. Tip the ball a couple times on offense, rebound back on defense.
Wendell Carter with just the weirdest stance ever on a rebound. Yeah, every single time.
Yeah, I think the Magic, this is one of the most, I'm very excited to watch the Magic. I think they're going to be one of my number 1 League Pass teams this year, and I'm interested to see how they play.
Is League Pass even a thing with all these nationally televised games? I think we're good. I think the Hornets are the only thing streaming on League Pass these days.
Hey, NBA League Pass, we're good. We've got
good.
Peacock and Netflix now.
And Prime.
Yeah, and Prime. Can't forget Prime.
Let's move on to another storyline real quick. Let's stay in the East. Be careful with my wording here. Are the Celtics going to be a more fun team to watch without Tatum?
Oh, no. Chase?
I'm headed out. Go ahead and text me when you guys are done with this segment.
I don't think it's I think
What
it's
are
a
we
fair
talking
question. I think it's a fair question.
Listen, everything that's ugly and bad about Tatum's game only happens in like a 2-minute split. Everything else, and the game when he went down was like a masterpiece. I called it. I want a bunch
Let's
of
talk
money
about the other
off of
games
it.
too.
Listen, no, they would not be more fun to watch without one of the best players in the NBA. Get the frick out of here. No.
Do you know how many threes they're going to shoot this year? Do you know how many threes they're going to shoot this year? They're going to break some type of record.
They're going to play so fast. They're going to be moving the ball. It's not going to be so ISO heavy with Jason Tatum stuff. I think it's going to be more fun to watch.
Listen, if you didn't like Jason Tatum late game ISOs, let me introduce you to some Jaylen Brown stuff.
Whoa.
You think you're gonna love that?
I'm not talking late game situations. They're gonna stink in late game situations still and all that. I don't think that necessarily changes or gets better. I'm just talking about the overall game flow of the Celtics. Does it?
Yeah, because
Amp
Simons is a well-known distributor. He just loves to share the ball.
Is he even
He's
starting?
always
Or is it
swinging
gonna be,
the rock.
it's gonna be Pritchard, right?
I don't know. One of the two.
One of the two. I think Amp ends up starting. I mean, and you can't forget Luka Garza. I mean, how fun is that? I mean, we might get some traditional post-ups.
No.
Zach
You
Randolph, second coming of this man.
You,
It's
you
gonna be
can't.
fun.
You can't be sarcastic about. You can't be sarcastic about Luka Garza because you're gonna text me 2 weeks into the season and be like, "I like this Luka Garza guy."
Yeah, hey, we got to steal.
I'm ready to
Yeah,
give
it's
him
like
max.
he's gonna have some dirty shimmy fader. He's gonna have like 18 and 11 one night in December, and you're gonna go, dude. Luka Garza's awesome. What was
Dude,
I thinking?
I think if Luka Garza was on the team instead of Porzingis, I think the Celtics win the title.
Let's think about this. And realistically, their front court is what? Sam Hauser at the 4, or Chris Boucher, and then Neemias Queta, Luka Garza, Xavier Tillman, maybe. That's a brutal front court. I'm not even trying to be funny.
It's awful. No, it's
Jordan Walsh thrown in there. I forgot about Jordan Walsh.
mega booty cheeks. Yeah, it's very bad. I don't even know what to say. It's
I
disgusting.
did think it'd be
Could I
kind of
interest you in Bismack Biyombo?
Did you ever think that losing Luke Cornett would be a big deal? What if I told you that 3 years ago? Like, hey, you're going to lose Luke Cornett and be pissed.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an insane thing to think about, but I absolutely love the guy, and he's going to kill it in San Antonio. He'd be incredible on this new Celtics team, the way he runs the floor and plays defense. He would have been awesome.
Yep.
As a Celtics fan, give me their record.
I mean, if you want to transition, they're one of my favorite over-unders.
Not quite. We'll wait for that. We'll wait for that.
What? No, go ahead. Okay, I was going to say,
Yeah,
their win total's 41.
I'll just say it now because it's not my official one, because I thought it'd be lame if I did the Celtics. I love the over at 41.5.
Oh my gosh!
I think they could 500.
This team is going to be 42-40. Neemias Queta is going to be playing 30 minutes a game for them. Do you understand that? There's a reason Luka Garza has yet to crack an NBA rotation. How long has he been in the league?
I'm so glad you said that because I freaking gotcha. So you're saying Tatum's worth 30 wins?
30 wins.
He's that good?
If Tatum was healthy with this exact roster, I still might take the under. Like, their front court is that bad. It is. I think that's a big deal.
I cannot wait to bet, like, Vucevic is just going to have games against this team. like Vucevic
so
props
true.
are just free. It's going to be Tuesday nights, and you're just like, Connor's going to text me and go, we have to put Vucevic 16 rebounds in a parlay, and I say,
yeah, I mean
yes.
it's such a center-driven league. I mean,
I hit one of those 3-leg 16-rebound parlays every year, and the Celtics are going to be the
Jared Allen,
opposition.
Nikola Vucevic, and
Sabonis.
maybe a little Diabate this year.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Look, let me ask you this as a Celtics fan, Chase, Carter, you as well. Everything's the same, and Jason Tatum's healthy. Drop him on this lineup. What do? Are they 50 wins? I still don't think they're 50 wins. I think that their depth is horrible.
if this was the line with Tatum in, I'd put my
No, 50.
Like,
yes, 50 wins. Yes, I put the house on it. In the Eastern Conference, yes.
oh
With
my
Tatum?
gosh. The bench
Yes.
is awful.
I know. You're telling me. But look, this is a league that isn't driven by front court players unless you are a freak who can do it all, like Jokic and Wemby and Cooper Flagg. Everything else is run by wings, man, and they still have good ones.
I can't wait to see this team next year when Tatum's healthy. I just can't. I can't wait.
They will not
It'll
look
be
like
very
this. That's for
different.
damn sure.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have Giannis running out there.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my
Another
gosh.
storyline I had, the Golden State Warriors. This team is, you could call it a retirement home in some respects with Al Horford coming in there now. What do we expect with the Golden State Warriors? Because I have no idea what to expect, because this feels like an all-time team of dudes who are just done with regular season basketball, where they go, please wake me up in April, because I don't want to go through the grind of January, February NBA basketball.
This might be. I'm probably forgetting a team, but this is probably the team with the widest range of outcomes that I can think of. Where it's like, hey, if they were completely awesome and won 55 games, would you be stunned? Probably not. But if they bottomed out and they were in the play-in and they were 41-41, I also wouldn't be stunned. I think this is the widest range of outcomes for a team that I can see.
Chase?
Here's the thing about Golden State. I think it goes beyond actually what's on the court. I think the clock on Curry is ticking. It has been for some time. And this is their all-in effort to see, like, what can we squeeze out of this dude. Pause. Look, like, I know it's not the prettiest thing. I know it is a retirement home in a lot of respects. But you got to like a little bit of the moves that they made, the pieces that they got around them. And then the way they were looking before all the injuries and the playoffs, with Jimmy and everything. I think it's looking up for Golden State. And I think, look, in the West, you have the first two, but then we talked about it. Who after that? I wouldn't be shocked Golden State found a way to get the 3 seed and look pretty awesome. I think you're right, Connor, but I lean more towards I think a good season up ahead for the Warriors.
That's a team. The Warriors are a team that you would absolutely hate to see in a 4-5 matchup. And I feel like that's where they're going to fall, is that 4-5-6 seed. But let's say you're the Clippers. Let's say you're the Rockets without Van Fleet. You don't want to see Golden State in round 1. You really don't.
No, you'd be pissed.
The whole goal, I think the goal for this season is just don't be in the play-in. If they're not in the play-in, let it happen. I think things can happen come playoff time. I mean, but this team's just not beating OKC in a 7-game series, and they're not beating Denver in a 7-game series.
I'm with you on that, and we're going to talk about a couple more of these teams from the West, but one of these teams in the West that we think is going to be really good is going to be in the play-in tournament. There's too many good teams. There's only 6 spots out of the play-in tournament. One of these teams is going to be in the play-in that shouldn't be. Is it going to be the Warriors? I think maybe.
Who's it going to be then?
Oh my gosh. I mean, probably the Clippers for one, and then it's either the Wolves, the Rockets, or the Lakers.
Mavs? Like, do you think they're in that tier? I think
Mavs are probably a play-in team, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're top 6 good enough.
The West is so good.
I'd probably put the Clippers in the play-in because I don't trust them for a full season.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's tough. With the Warriors, though, that's another team that I'm kind of excited to watch this season. There's some interesting pieces because I also want to see what Jonathan Kuminga does, where he might just be like, F it, and be 6th man of the year. Spoiler from one of my bets. 6th man of the year, 20 points a game, Jonathan Kuminga. Or he could be like, yeah, I'm not even going to try. I'm going to play 8 minutes a game. Get me out of here by February. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
We did go 56 minutes on this podcast without really talking about the Lakers.
I know. When I uttered it, I was like, huh.
Can I be honest? It's because they're not that interesting to me this season. Like, yeah, there's the Luka storyline. Luka losing weight. Could Luka be an MVP guy this season? Maybe if he puts up the numbers and whatnot. I don't feel the Lakers are any bit of a contender in any way.
Can I be honest? It's kind of the same story, different verse with this Lakers team where they make a couple offseason additions where you recognize the names, but they're probably past their prime. DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and ultimately it's going to come down to the same shit where it's, hey, Luka and LeBron, bail us out, and we're trying to scrounge around for 3 more guys to put around you that can shoot or that can play defense, and we're going to have the same thing. They're not going to have a bench. I think by the end of the year, it's going to be the same song, different verse for this Lakers team, and they're going to be in the same spot they were last year. And it sucks because Luka is an amazing player. Austin Reeves is really good, and it's LeBron's last couple of years, but I just don't see this version of the Lakers competing for a title.
Agreed. Chase?
Agreed. I feel like the problem's the same as last year. Like Connor said, same song, different verse. I mean, you added Marcus Smart. DeAndre Ayton doesn't move me at all. It might even be a negative, to be completely honest.
But they had to do it. We talked about this when they made the move. I think they had to do it.
Ayton's better than what it was in the playoffs last season. If you had to roll out Jackson Hayes out there one more time, we were gonna have to put a restraining order on Lakers games.
Yeah, but I don't have super interesting stuff to say because I agree with you all. Unless LeBron decides to go cyborg mode and say this is my last season, I'm going to expend every ounce of energy I could possibly ever muster.
Yeah,
but I still
don't think that'd be enough.
I feel like there would be a lot more chit chat and chatter from LeBron if this was going to be his actual final last season.
Yes.
It feels like we're a year away from that.
Yeah. I agree with you. And the saving grace, or what you want to point to if you're a Lakers fan, is like, we've seen Luka drag much less to the Western Conference Finals than this team. We've seen Luka win with much less than what this roster has to offer. And we'll see if LeBron kind of takes a backseat. Maybe LeBron plays 50, 55 games this year. He's already going to miss the first couple weeks. He's not going to rush back. Maybe, now I don't know if LeBron's going to do this, and the answer is probably not. But if he's okay with this being Luka's team this year, if this is going to be a Luka-led team. Maybe in the playoffs it's different, but regular season, this has to be the Luka show if they want to be a top 4 or 5 seed.
Agreed. Bang on.
Immaculate analysis right there. 100%.
I think we nailed it. I don't want to spend more time on the Lakers. Yeah.
Well, just kidding.
No, I'm good. Connor, any last bit storylines? I've got one more before we can move into over-unders.
I just think we should probably talk about the best couple teams in each conference, the Thunder and the Cavs, just briefly. I think it'd probably be bad of us as a podcast to not mention them at least. Thunder are kind of boring because they're good. They're going to be good again. I think that's my analysis, is like they're coming into the season with much of the same team, and I expect them to be a top 2 seed in the West without a doubt.
Even if Shai Gilgeous misses a month or two, they're still going to win 50-plus games and be fine and be right in it. And right there, yeah, I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's copy-paste with them. A lot about what we thought about Boston. It's all about staying healthy now. I mean, that's it.
Cavs is a little interesting because they've got a lot of demons to fight.
They do. I think they do too. And Garland's out for the first little while, aren't they? Isn't he?
Guess what? Not like if you're a Cavs fan, none of these regular season games matter at all to you. None of them.
No.
If you win 82 games in the regular season, it doesn't mean a thing until April.
Unless Max Strus hits a 3-quarter shot to win the game. That was in April, actually, so I guess you're right. No, I agree. It's all about the playoffs. But, like, these demons that they're exercising, like, one of the very real-life demons, completely out of the picture. Really big deal for them. And well, heck, the two of them, Pacers, Celtics, out of the picture.
Oh,
that's awesome. You can pretty much guarantee that you don't have to see either of those cats come May. I think it's really comforting for Cleveland fans and honestly the players and the whole organization.
Cleveland fans and Knicks fans.
We've talked about this with other teams in the East thus far, and it's going to be the same for the Cavs. With this iteration of the Cavaliers, it's kind of now or never. Like, you're never going to have a better chance in a weakened Eastern Conference with two of the top teams from the last few years out of the picture. It's wide open. You are the clear favorite. So if it's not going to be now, then when is it going to be with this iteration of the Cavs? If they don't make the finals this year, or at least make a run in the Eastern Finals and look somewhat competent, you have to change something up. Whether it's the Evan Mobley, Jared Allen thing, whether it's the Darius Garland piece of it, something has to change if they don't make it at least to the Eastern Finals this year. Because this is the year for this version of the Cavs. This is it. You traded for DeAndre Hunter for this moment. Like, you've got Lonzo Ball for this moment. Like, you're trying to bulk up your bench for this moment. And, yeah, I don't know. Same deal with, like, Penn State and college football. If it was this year, then never. And clearly it was never. And James Franklin's gone. So,
yeah, we'll find out. Quickly, Rockets, T-Wolves, Knicks. I feel like we didn't spend a lot of time on. T-Wolves, I just same old. Like Chase said, copy-paste with them as well. Just Ant has to make another jump. Maybe they, Rudy Gobert, hey, yeah, that's fun, cool. I don't feel
number one
great
X
about
factor for the Wolves, Carter, is, and I think Mike Conley eventually is just going to be unplayable. And then what do you do from that point on? Do you trust Rob Dillingham? Do you trust DiVincenzo to slot in there? Do you trust Terrence Shannon playing 25 minutes?
You gave up a little bit for Rob Dillingham. You got to play him at some point.
See what he's made of. You're going to have to, because I think Conley is going to just keep going downhill. I mean, he's 38 years old, so that's what should happen. But yeah, the Wolves, I think, are going to be right in that mid-tier, like 4 or 5 range. They'll be competitive in the West. They'll probably not. They'll probably miss the play-in. Like, they'll be in the top 6, but I don't think I'm going to pick them to win the West.
Rockets.
They might be the.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, they might just be becoming the Hawks of the West, where it's like you see them in the playoffs, but you're not expecting much. The Rockets, that wasn't like my last storyline. I'm like obviously biggest offseason move with Kevin Durant and everything. Look, the Rockets seem like the type of team that like my friend who only watches Instagram Reels would be like super excited about because he's like Kevin Durant. The Rockets were like the 2 seed, and look, on paper it's kind of exciting, and I think there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to win regular season games at a pretty impressive clip. But I'm not expecting anything.
Really?
No.
Is that okay? Would you have felt differently if Van Fleet wasn't out for the year? Would you have felt any differently?
Slightly, sure. But I mean,
Van
Van Fleet's a big deal.
Do we underestimate the upgrade from Jalen Green to Kevin Durant?
Yes, I think we're underestimating it. Is that what you're saying? Because I think we are.
I think we're completely underestimating how big of an upgrade that is.
Do you know what the whole problem with Houston was last year, Carter? We came on here every week, and Chase, you're on here some too. It's like, where do they go to at the end of the games? Is Jalen Green going to get you a bucket at the end of a game? Is Alperen Sengun going to get you a one-on-one bucket at the end of a game? No. You know who's going to do that?
Nope.
Is Kevin Durant at the elbow. We've seen it for 15, 16 years now. This is exactly what they needed. Now, the holdup is Van Fleet being out. I think that does put a large damper on things because who's going to bring the ball up? Who's going to initiate some of the offense? Is it going to be Amen Thompson? Is it going to be Reed Shepard? Is it going to be Aaron Holiday? But it's like, I don't know how much it's going to matter. I think this Rockets team is going to be really good. I think they're going to make some noise. Do I feel as good about them as I would with Van Fleet in the lineup? No. But the amount of different lineup combinations they can roll out, I think it's going to be really, really tough for teams to score on them, especially in the playoffs.
All right, I got one last storyline. Does anybody have one more before I want to do my last one?
Nope, go for it.
Knicks would be the only thing we haven't talked about. Just like, hey, how do you feel about the
Jalen
Knicks?
Brunson, stay healthy. Everybody stay healthy. Get to the playoffs. Then let's see it.
Okay.
And
I
that
kind
was
of agree
Knicks
with you. It'll be
preview.
fun to see Cat start at power forward. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Last one. Chase, you kind of mentioned this earlier, talking about the skinny guys. We gotta dive into Zion's weight stuff a little bit more because Zion does look very skinny, and we all know Duke. I'm a Duke guy. I love Zion. I'm Zion everything. I'm always in on Zion. I'm really skeptical about this weight loss.
Really? I expected you to kind of go the other direction here.
What are you skeptical about?
Because with this weight loss, I get, I understand being a bigger person. I understand the troubles of losing weight. One, he lost the weight very quickly, which can happen when these guys are playing basketball all the time and whatnot, whatever. Why now? Why all of a sudden lose the weight now? Why not do it 2 seasons ago or last season? Or why all of a sudden now? And his contract clearly has weight clauses in it. Is this clearly just he took Ozempic and it's just to meet weight for this stuff?
Do we have a number of how much he lost? I've seen the pictures.
I mean, it looks like 30, 40 pounds. He looks skinnier than Duke Zion.
What worries me is the way he plays. He's going to have the explosiveness, sure, but like his primary bread and butter is shouldering his way to the basket.
But even then, like, I don't think he looks that much more explosive in some of these preseason clips and preseason games that we've seen. I feel like it's kind of the same. That's what kind of leads me towards, did he just take Ozempic and it's kind of going to be the same thing where he's just making weight to nail the contract numbers and to cash his checks?
I never really thought about it like that. So you don't think it's like a whole Zion's motivated and he's back now?
Because why now? Why would all of a sudden Zion be motivated?
Maybe he's post-nut clarity. He had sex with one too many strippers and almost got a girl pregnant too many times, and now he's like, you know what? I need to focus on is basketball.
Like, yeah, man, like, I'm a bigger guy, too. Like, I like to do the do, too. I like Mountain Dew. But golly, dude, like, I don't know. I'm just really skeptical of it. I hope it works out. I'm rooting for Zion. I'm not going in on Pelicans overs or anything like that. I'm done with that. I'm rooting for it, but I'm done backing this trend.
I know what it is. They traded for Jordan Poole, and he finally realized they're a contender. That's what it is.
He's like, Jordan Poole, man, like, you've shown me the way. That's the vet they needed to bring in.
I hear what you say, Carter. It might not be legit, but I also am like, does it really matter? As long as he's healthy, he could be eating cookout every night. He's still pretty exciting, even when he was fat.
Oh, for sure. But it's just, is it sustainable? And like, I don't know. You would have thought like with him slimming down that much, like he would have had that full Duke explosiveness back. And I just don't think that's there, even with the weight loss. That's what concerned me. But maybe I'm diving too much into preseason.
No, I think that's a fair concern, but I think what you just said is right. We're going to see. I think we'll know pretty quickly. We watch the first 10, 15 games of Zion if there's a noticeable difference. And yeah, I don't know.
But even when Zion's not trying, like I've been to multiple Pelicans regular season games where I can see visibly on the court he does not care. He's not trying, and he'll still go 9 of 13 with 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And and that's the just sucky part about that dude, man, is he effortlessly can do that and just,
I agree.
Focus on other things. It sucks.
He could have been easily a top 5 player year after year coming in from college. Easily. We were talking about Zion as next face of the league. We talk about Cooper Flagg and Wemby now. 5 years ago, it was Zion. Like, hey, him coming into the league, hey, LeBron, we're good. We've got Zion now. Those were the talks we were having.
And rightfully so. When he plays, he is a top, he can be a top 5 player.
Is this the most frustrating instance in professional sports of like, hey, we clearly see the talent and potential there. Just take it effing seriously. Or like, is this I'm trying to think of another one.
Shaq?
Yeah, but even so, he was awesome. He won titles. He's a top 15 player in the NBA history. Zion's not going to be a top 15 player. Yeah. Because everyone I'm thinking of is like injury related. But this isn't really that. I guess kind of it is, but I don't know. It is frustrating.
Man, Zion just needs Kobe. Rest in peace.
Pelicans as a whole, though, it's just so frustrating because year after year we're like, look at all these pieces we like. I love Trey Murphy. I love Herb Jones, but they just suck every year.
Hey, Pelicans, we're good. We got the Hornets.
I just got a notification from Twitter about our BYU clip. The arrogance of these clowns, soon to eat your words. Love getting that during the podcast.
Which one was that? Was that the new one or the second one? Or
I don't know. Just a Twitter notification just came in. Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Golly, I love it.
Clowns.
I love it. Over-unders. Let's do some over-unders. I have 5 this year.
Okay, I wrote down 5 overs and 5 unders, but I don't have to go in depth with all of them.
Give me your best ones. Go, Connor. Rattle them off.
Rattle them off. All right. 5 overs, and we've talked about most of these teams. Nuggets over 53.5. Give it to me every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I think they have the depth for it. Magic over 50.5. I think this team is primed to take the top 2 spot in the East, top 2 or 3 spot.
I think they're going to be the 1 seed.
Really think they're going to be the 1 seed?
Don't you feel like they're the team that is, if they're healthy, they seem like the team that's going to take the regular season insanely serious? Where if you're the Cavs, you don't care about the regular season. It's just get there and then figure it out in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you've done that,
right. Especially when Jalen Suggs comes back, that's a guy that cares every single night about every single play. Yeah, I think you're right. So Magic over 50.5. Mavericks 41.5. I'm taking the over.
I had that written down.
Number 4. I can't believe we just talked about this team. I kind of like the Pelicans over 31.5.
It's so low.
It's
you
just
have to do
sitting
it.
there.
But
sitting there for me.
Legally legally I cannot do it anymore because I've put so much into Zion. I just got killed by like GameStop shorting stock. It's a disaster.
It's just crazy how the mighty have fallen. Like I think 2 years ago, I was like Pelicans over 46.5. I'm all in, and now it's 31.5.
Last year, I think I said Pelicans over 42.5, and
And then last one for the overs. We'll talk about them. Hornets 27.5. Just begging you to take it.
We'll get there.
Just
get
absolutely licking
Feed
your
me.
chops.
Feed me. Feed me.
I'll rattle off the unders really quick. Warriors under 48.5. I think we see them in the play-in this year. I know we talked about them. I think we see them in the play-in. So 48.5 is too many for the Warriors. Raptors under 40.5. Do you want to have Raptors 30 seconds real quick? Go ahead.
We can do this real quick because I have Raptors under 40.5 as well. This is the bet that keeps on giving. This is every year with the Raptors. We just get proven right on this Raptors team every single year because they have the most mind-numbing direction I've ever seen out of a franchise of all time. It makes no sense what the Toronto Raptors are doing. They're the team with absolutely no direction, even more so than the next unders team I like, which is the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, well, look, I got to get this off about the Raptors real quick. They were 30-52 last year, and so all of a sudden you add Brandon Ingram and you're going to be 500. Give me a break. They're paying their starting five $155 million this year. Guaranteed money. Of these 5 guys, I want you to tell me, which one of these 5 starters is a good catch-and-shoot shooter? Which one of them can stand over there on the wing and hit a three? What do you do in today's NBA? You need guys around you who can shoot.
Do they play basketball with multiple balls on the court? Like, can everybody do dribble ISOs at the same time?
You know what's crazy is 4 out of 5 of these guys, Emmanuel Quickley, Scotty Barnes, Ingram, and RJ Barrett, have to have the ball in their hands to be effective. Have to have the ball in their hands. They have to.
Bananas. It is bananas. It is 4 arguable cancers on teams that will never provide winning basketball to a team. It makes no sense.
Brandon Ingram's the ultimate ball stopper, black hole, and hey, you know who his apprentice is? RJ Barrett. Did you watch him last year on Toronto? That's like his little like Darth Sidious apprentice in Star Wars. It's like, yes, RJ Barrett, dribble for 18 seconds. Please shoot a fadeaway mid-range. Please. Last thing on the Raptors. Catch and shoot threes last year. Quickly 36%, Barrett 36%, Scotty Barnes 27%. So you're telling me this is going to be successful?
Wait.
Give me a break.
I think that's a false stat. None of those guys took catch and shoot threes.
Yeah, if you want to look at like attempts per game, probably like 1.5.
Those were all off the dribble.
I broke it down catch and shoot threes. That was strictly catch and shoot threes percentages.
I have to see how those were actually broken down because and also we got to see total attempts because no shot. And the only way they were taking them is when one of those guys got triple teamed and had to pass it out at the end of the shot clock. Disaster
oh man,
team.
watching them is going to be a disaster.
The Toronto Raptors under. I don't want to hear these defensive stats in April when you're playing against a bunch of G League guys. This team stinks. 30 wins for the Raptors.
Yep. And then I guess I'll finish out with the unders. I had Warriors, Raptors, Kings under 34.5. We'll touch on that, Carter. Suns under 30.5. I think they're going to be absolutely horrible this year. And then my worst team probably in the league will be the Nets under 19.5.
Don't hate Nets. I kind of don't hate Suns over.
Really? I think they're going to be bad.
They're not going to tank, though.
I don't think they have a choice, for being honest with you.
But, like, if Devin Booker plays the full season, like, they're...
Yeah, if Mark Williams plays more than 30 games, we've been down this song and dance.
Yeah, that's fair. Chase, give me your bets. Give me your over.
Yeah, I'll go with the duplicates real quick. Love the Nuggets over. obviously. Talked about that a lot. Love the Raptors under, obviously. Talked about that a lot. Now here's some deep cuts. Oh wait, I zagged on a couple. I actually really like Warriors over. I like it at 47.5.
Okay.
You get it plus money. I just think they have a good year. And then I thought Celtics over, which is what I kind of already talked about.
Yeah.
Now the sickos.
You have to.
Can't do that.
You have to.
Bulls over 33.5 plus money. It's the Eastern
Don't hate
Conference.
that.
They
I don't
just
hate that either.
find a way to win.
That's a
I was not
gross
expecting
one.
that response.
Yeah, you should.
No, I love
mean,
that.
you have to take a shower after placing that bet. You gotta really reassess your life after that one. That's.
Can I make a prediction on the Bulls? I think Josh Giddey's going to be in All-NBA third-team conversations this year. I think he's going to put up 23, 8,
Whoa,
and 8.
whoa.
I'm telling you.
NBA.
Conversations. They're going to be he probably won't make it, but it'll be like, hey, you know who that last forward or guard spot should maybe go to? What about Josh Giddey? And he won't make it, but he will be in talks because he's going to put up 23, 8, and 8.
So let's remind everyone of what the NBA All-NBA third team was last year. Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden, Cat, and Jalen Williams.
Okay, Jalen Williams and Harden, you coming into the year, did you think they were going to be All-NBA third team? Come on. I'm saying he's going to be in the conversation. There's a lot of guys. There's probably 10 guys that were left off that list that were at least talked about. I think that's where Giddey's going to be. He's not going to make it, but he's going to be in the talks.
He'll put up some nice numbers.
Look, they were fun to watch last year. Buzelis is legit, dude. It's the Eastern Conference. They're going to pick up wins on random days here and there. They're going to stack up.
The over.
I like it.
I love Blazers under 34.5. I think that team sucks. Full tank mode. Someone's got to do it. This is another really good draft, fellas. There's going to be some legit tanking going on again.
And the Drew Holiday piece, I'm curious to see what happens there come trade deadline.
Yeah.
Whether someone comes
He
in
will
and
not
tries
be
to
a
nab him or what's
Blazer.
going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is my last one. Another sicko. Pacers over 37.5. Again, it's just because it's the Eastern Conference. I was looking at these Eastern Conference teams, how I could sneak them to go over. And look, you lost one player. Is Halliburton that big of an impact? I guess we'll find out. He easily
You
could
lost
be.
Miles Turner.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just see how much of an impact that actually is. I just figured Eastern Conference, you can sneak in 40 wins pretty easily.
Yeah, I actually don't hate that. I think Nembhard and Mathurin are going to not be horrible as a backcourt this year. I think they're pretty talented. We'll see. If you're betting Pacers overs, you think the Heat are going to be worse, you think the Raptors are going to be worse, you think the Nets are going to suck, you think the Sixers are going to be down there, which I don't hate, honestly.
Yeah, you can talk me into all of those. So.
Mine are over on the Nuggets, over on the Mavs, over on the Hornets. We'll get into that. I only had two unders. I had Raptors and Kings. We'll get into the Kings in a second. We'll do my deep cut over. I despise this pick. It is an awful pick. The Utah Jazz over 19.5 wins.
I looked at
Really?
that long and hard, Carter. I kid you not.
Carter.
They won 17 games last season, doing the most egregious tanking since the Trust the Process Sixers. They're
bad.
going to have to play Lauri Markkanen in actual games this year. That's just going to happen. Ace Bailey's going to be playing in a lot more games. I think this team's actually a little more talented than last season. 20 wins, I think they go 22 and 60.
That's one of those he's due bets. It's like they gotta win 20 games.
They're going to get fined. Adam Silver will punish the Jazz if they try to do the same tanking of last season. Unless Lauri Markkanen gets traded and the other things blow up and Ace Bailey all the rookies get hurt, I still think this team wins 20 games. And it's awful and it's gross. And I don't advise this one, but
This is probably not the direction we want to go in this podcast, but who in the West is going to be worse than them? Aren't the Jazz going to be the absolute bottom of the conference?
even if they're the bottom of the Blazers, I think will be roughly down there too.
Kings will be down there, but I don't think they'll be that bad.
But even 21 wins, you can still be last in the conference.
Man, Connor's got a point though.
There was four. Listen, there was four teams last year that had 21 or less wins. 4.
Okay, if Zion's hurt,
One of those was the Pelicans.
yeah, I was going to say, if Zion gets hurt, Pelicans are down there.
It was Pelicans, Jazz, Hornets, and Wizards. Now, if you're looking in the West, I can't think of anybody besides the Jazz who are going to be that low. Genuinely, maybe the Suns.
Blazers so far down there.
It's a fair
That's tough.
point. Give me the Jazz.
Okay.
Quickly,
All right.
Kings.
What are you doing?
Yeah, just gross. Ugh.
I mean, did
That's
the
gonna
Westbrook
be-
signing change your mind? Did you do this like a couple days ago, or?
Yeah, it made me grimace even more. It's like, what are you putting on the floor? Hey, Dennis Schroeder, come start at point guard for us. That's going to be a brutal team to watch this year.
Yeah, they're
Pay
another
Keegan
team.
Murray $1 billion for doing what?
Yeah, they're another team that like their GM went into a coma in 2018 and woke up in 2025. So like, these guys are available for what price? Like, I have to get them.
Imagine looking at this team in like 2016. It's like, oh my god.
It's like, holy crap! Like,
Or 2018 or something. Yeah.
oh my gosh. Under on them. All right, awards.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Or do you want
awards.
to do awards or do you want to do like finals?
Let's do finals last, and then
Okay.
because we will get the Hornets minute still. So,
All right.
I only did MVP. That's all I did.
Okay.
And I went
I'll-
long shot.
Okay. You want to go first? Start us off then.
You go first. You go first.
My MVP this
I gotta
year,
get the
I
right
just
odds on these.
back to the whiteboard, bread and butter. It's a guy that I was off on last year, a guy that I was continuously hating on and being accused of being a hater. I think Nikola Jokic is plus 300 is the best bet on the board. I think with this depth, I think the Nuggets are going to tear through the regular season. They'll probably be the 1 seed in the West, right there with OKC. I think Jokic at plus 300. Just don't overthink it. He's the best player in basketball, and I think this year he has the supporting cast to show it, and he'll have the record.
You know what's funny about that bet too? There's no shot Shai Gilgeous wins back-to-back MVPs.
The fact that he's the favorite like he is ridiculous. It's not happening. They could go 70-12. He's not winning the MVP.
He has the most. He could be the most voter fatigue guy outside of Joel Embiid there ever is. They're not letting
Yep.
Shai Gilgeous win back-to-back because if these stats are the exact same this year and the Thunder win 60-plus games and the Nuggets win 50-plus, they're going to give it to Jokic.
And it's the reason he won it last year. Well, a lot of it is like, hey, we haven't seen this before. Now, if the Thunder do the same thing again, they're going to be like, yeah, sorry, we're not giving it to you again.
I got my odds on my pick.
Oh boy, here we go.
Paolo Banchero plus 10,000.
Ooh.
I looked at it. I actually looked at that.
He averaged 26 points, 7.5 boards, and almost 5 assists last year. With this supporting cast around him, let's say he takes a jump, he starts averaging in the 30s, and this Magic team ends up being the 1 seed in the East and wins, mid-50s games in the weak Eastern Conference. He's going to be right there in that conversation. I think plus 10,000 is one, incredible value. Two, if you're looking at anybody outside, I'm going to say Nikola Jokic is going to win the MVP. But then you're looking at what, like Luka Doncic? That doesn't excite me.
The thing about Paolo, I don't hate the pick at all, but it's almost kind of a double-edged sword where they get Desmond Bane, which dramatically increases their chances to win the Eastern Conference and thus make the finals. But it also, I think, lessens the ability of Paolo to average 30 points. With Desmond Bane on the team who put up, 24 a game last year, is Paolo going to average 30 with him and Franz and Jalen Suggs who put up 16 or 17?
So Paolo would therefore have to average, 28, 9, and
9
7?
and 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, Jokic is going to be averaging, 31, 16, and 8?
Jokic is going to be averaging 25, 12, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
So
As a long shot, I think that's a really good long shot. I do.
You look at the other long shots. Chase, do you have one?
I mean, sort of. My pick's Victor Wembanyama 12-1.
So this is the year. That's your bet. You're just betting on this being the year where it's he's the best player in the league.
Yeah, it's the voter fatigue with Jokic because we saw it last year, and look, he's going to be averaging a double-double if he can get his assist numbers up, and he averages 24 points and all the defensive ends. There's going to be the argument, two-way player. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year if he stays healthy. That's a lock. I mean, it's minus 175.
There's a lot worse places to put your money than Victor Wembanyama. I agree.
Yeah.
Would one of those be Cooper Flagg plus 100,000?
That's like betting on
with-
Bronny Rookie of the Year.
$10 wins you 10K.
Derek White 500-1.
Look, I got 2 sleepers real quick before we move on. Giannis 12-1, and if he just tears through the league and somehow they're decent. Nobody took a look at Zion plus 15,000. Nobody
You
took a
think
peek.
you're
Nobody
saying,
took a
hey,
peek.
you're saying, hey Carter, did you not look at Zion? Of
He
course
asked
I
us
looked
that
at
off
Zion.
air before we started recording.
I didn't want to say anything.
Carter
Of course
brought
I
it
looked
up.
at it.
I wrote it down. I said I did a deep sleeper for every award. That was my MVP. Was Zion.
Yeah, I like Paolo. I like Paolo a lot. Especially, I think the Magic are going to have a lot The media narrative is going to be around the Magic this year, and then they're going to be. I really think they're going to be the 1 seed in the East. Maybe I'll just bet on that.
They're going to be
Wemby's
fun
by
to watch.
far the best value on the board. This is the lowest his odds will ever be.
I think you're right. I think the Spurs do have a chance to be decently good this year.
If they're top 3 seed, man.
But they're not going to be. But they're not going to be a top 3 seed.
Yeah, that's the issue.
We didn't talk about
Do they make the playoffs this year? We didn't really talk about them. Are they going to be in the playoffs? I think they're a play-in team. I think they're playing. I don't think they're playoffs.
They were going to be playoffs last year until the injuries hit. I love them.
I think then we see a big coaching change with like they bring in a big coaching hire next offseason too.
Borrego.
James Borrego. Honestly, that might just be it. If we're being honest, that would be the most Spurs thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, Connor, go through the other awards. I didn't have much on these. Chase, did you?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Okay,
I'll go
Connor,
quick fire. Quick fire. Just got reaction on these. Defensive player of the year, I think if Wemby plays 65 games, that's the lock. I don't even think it's close. He's minus 185 for a reason. Sleeper, I put Evan Mobley 15-1. Deep sleeper, Jalen Suggs plus 7,500 if he plays enough games. I think that's totally on the board if the Magic are that good. Rookie of the year, I think Cooper Flagg's probably the odds-on favorite for a reason. My sleeper was Con Knippel just because I think he's going to have a big role with the Hornets. He's 22-1 right now. 22-1 right now to win Rookie of the Year. And then deep sleeper, Jeremiah Fears, 60-1 for the Pelicans. I think he'll get some run this year.
Do not hate that one at all.
He can put the ball in the basket. Most improved player, my top 2 choices are both from the Pacers. I've got Benedict Mathurin or Andrew Nembhard because one of them is going to be handling the ball a lot, and I think they're both pretty talented guys. They'll put up numbers. Deep sleeper for that one, Jalen Wells, 60-1 for the Grizzlies. I think there's a lot of shots opening up. He's going to start this year. Sixth man of the year, Josh Hart plus 1,100 is actually a pretty good bet. I don't think he's going to start. I think they're going to do the Robinson Towns lineup. Sleeper for sixth man of the year, I actually love this one. John Collins, 15-1. If you think the Clippers are going to be good, he's going to be playing off that bench unit with CP3. I think that's a pretty good bet if he doesn't end up starting. Then a couple deep sleepers there. PJ Washington's 25-1. He's not going to start for the Mavs. I think that's worth a bet. Jonathan Kuminga, if he just decides to say F it and have a great year, he's 35-1. And then DiVincenzo's plus 6,000. And then lastly, I did clutch player of the year. I think Durant plus 900 is a pretty good bet. Paolo's 25-1 clutch player of the year. If they're in a lot of these close games and he's the go-to guy, that's a pretty good bet. And then deep sleeper, give me LaMelo Ball plus 8,000 clutch player of the year.
I actually don't hate that one either just because he's going to take that shot.
I just had to get all those out there because I feel like a couple of those long shots are like actually alive.
I think you nailed that.
I liked all those.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was really great.
Yeah, I was sitting here. I don't know about you, Chase. I was sitting here scrolling down the odds while he was reading these off, and I go, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Yep, I like that one. And I'm sitting here. I have them all in like my bet slip right here. I'm like, I could take that one. Not all of them can win. Not all of them can win.
But I think if one of my sleepers is, that'd be great. But yeah, I don't hate if Cooper Flagg somehow gets hurt or something. I think Knippel's a live dog rookie of the year.
We'll get into that. Let's do finals pick, finals matchup, and finals pick. Chase, let's hear your finals pick.
Look, it's kind of boring. I mean, it's different from what we've seen last year, but it's kind of boring. I got Nuggets over Cavs. I know it's kind of a couple of the favorites there, but I don't think OKC's making it back. That's probably my hottest take. And then I think this is the year the Cavs do it. I wanted to be bold and say Magic. I really did, but went Cavs.
I'll jump in. I have Nuggets over Magic. I think I'm in on this Magic team. I love Paolo. This Desmond Bane acquisition is going to be huge. And like I said, I think Tyus Jones adds a lot for the regular season purposes as well because Jalen Suggs always gets hurt. Give me the Nuggets over the Magic. I think it's the Nuggets' year. I mean, you look at the pieces they brought in. If Nikola Jokic has these, we all know this. If Nikola Jokic had these pieces in last year's playoffs, we're talking about Nikola Jokic as a two-time champion. No questions about it.
I think you're right. And put the game day graphic up. I've got Nuggets over Knicks. So we're all going with a different Eastern team.
I like that.
I've got the Nuggets winning, though, for all the reasons you guys said. Plus, you just look at the depth they have. You're no longer just trying to tread water and survive for those 12, 14 minutes where Jokic is on the bench. You have legitimate, proven guys that are going to get better playing with Jokic that you can trust on that bench. And I think Cam Johnson, especially in the playoffs from what we saw from Michael Porter, I think Cam Johnson's going to be a bit of an upgrade there. So I love the Nuggets this year. I think people are underestimating how good Jokic is going to be with more talent and depth around him. And then in terms of like the Knicks, I just think that the East is wide open. I don't trust the Cavs. I think the Magic are a year away. I think this is the year for the Knicks to make the finals. And I think it's going to be like, oh, bing bong, New York, and they're going to get beat 4-1.
Yeah, I mean,
for what it's worth, I think the Magic do make the East Finals.
Let me get Nuggets 4-1 as well in the finals.
I like them.
Chase, you want to take 4-1 as well?
I'll go 4-2. Just be
okay.
different.
All right. I was thinking about this the other day, when I was like, okay, NBA pod coming up and everything. I forgot how awesome last year's playoffs were. Like every single night, we're like, there's no shot that just happened, right? No shot that just happened. Like it was insane. And we ended up with Pacers Thunder in the finals, and we're like, this might stink. And man, Halliburton doesn't get hurt, we might be talking about freaking Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers as NBA champs. Crazy. Like,
I know.
Anyhow, all right. It's time.
We got to do it.
If you made it this far of the podcast,
all right, fellas, met it up.
This is what you subscribe for.
This is a great pod. I really have nothing to add, so I'll just let these guys go. Buzz City, baby.
Are you actually hopping off?
Actually, I'm hanging off. I got to work.
Okay, all right. See you, Chase. All right, Hornets minute time. We should have made Chase stay for that. Are you kidding me?
I know.
You have to sit here. Whatever. We had to listen to quote unquote Celtics over, and the Celtics are going to be decent. Then Keita is going to be awesome in the front. Whatever. Anyhow, Hornets minute, Connor. This is why we do this. This is why we get out of bed in the morning. It's for the Charlotte Hornets. We're doing the same song and dance again, aren't we? We're doing the over. We already said it on the podcast. I love over 27.5 wins. I truly believe, genuinely, in my heart of hearts, for the first time, honestly, as a Hornets fan ever, that the culture actually has changed in this organization.
I agree. You're telling me to hit this over, the Hornets have to go 28-54? Come on. You look at last year's standings, that would have been 12th in the East. They would have been 12th in the East at 28-54. They can be top 12 in the East and hit this win total. Come on.
I agree, because then you look at last season, they won 19 games, awful. Last season, you just don't even think about. It's just out of mind, out of sight.
Well,
Who cares?
Real quick before we put a bow on last season, they used 36 different starting lineups last season. 36. Can their best players stay healthy? LaMelo Ball has played more than 60 games one time in 5 seasons. Brandon Miller played 27 games last year due to his wrist injury. And the trio of LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, they only started 7 games together last year. 7 out of 82. So look, they're automatically going to be better if guys just stay on the court. And that's without talking about the culture change.
I just think bringing in catch and shoot guys like Con Knipple, that helps out so much, because I'm sorry, I don't want to throw it to Miles Bridges in the corner and have him take a spot up 3. I'm good. I don't want to throw it to Brandon Miller in the corner. Those guys are best when they have the ball in their hands, or Miles Bridges coming off back cuts and going up for alley-oop dunks and stuff like that. The threat of Con Knipple is going to open things up so much more for LaMelo. The front court I have some concerns about, but guess what? At least these guys are going to be durable compared to the front court of Mark Williams, Nick Richards, and company. Like, at least Mason Plumlee, Kalkbrenner, and Diabate, they're going to be healthy throughout the season, and they're going to play a lot of minutes. And I also don't have to worry if they're going to play hard or not. You had to worry about that with previous front court guys on this Hornets organization.
Yeah.
I think everything's aligning up. I think this is a play-in team.
I think so, too. I think bare minimum they're a playing team. I wouldn't be
Top 6 would be. Top 6, I'd be shocked.
I meant, like, potentially get in the playoffs from the play-in. I think they'll be 7 to 10. I do think they will be in the play-in. Now, can they win a game or two in the play-in to get in the playoffs, I think is the real question. The odds say no. They're plus 640 to make the playoffs.
I like it. What's the play-in? Do you have the play-in odds?
I think it was like 4-1 when I looked last.
Yeah, that's more my alley right there. 4-1 for the play-in.
To make the Eastern play-in, plus 410.
Yeah, I love that. That'll be taken the second we get off this podcast.
So let's talk about the Hornets here for a second. So you look at their depth. Wouldn't you rather have Trey Mann and Colin Sexton instead of who was getting those minutes last year when Trey Mann was hurt? Nick Smith, KJ Simpson. Like, I'm sorry, they're talented players, but this is an actual, like, Colin Sexton's a legitimate scorer, a legitimate 6 man. Trey Mann's healthy now. Like, that is a good backup backcourt. That's a really good backup backcourt. And that's the guys that, like, hey, if LaMelo does play 65 games and misses a couple weeks, we're going to be okay, I think.
I did too. And Brandon Miller's actually going to be healthy this season. And once the Brandon Miller injury went down, that's when the white towel was waved for this Hornets team going forward.
Yep.
And so then I feel like you can't really take too much stock outside of a health bet with that 19 wins of last season. If LaMelo plays, like you said, 60 games, this is a lockeroni salad, Locktober Central. Take it right now. I'm just so excited to see Conkinipple in this team. Also, I didn't even mention with the catch and shoot guys, Liam McNeely. Like, they have so many guys that are interchangeable that can just sit in the corner and bang threes. They've needed that for so many years, and they've never had that.
They even got Pat Connaughton, who I don't think will play too much, but he made the final roster over Dinwiddie. I think that's another guy you can put in the corner in a close game and be like, hey, hit 35% from the corner if we need you to. And he'll do it. So,
inside the show for a minute, I was at some events or whatever over the last couple of weeks, and there was someone that was with the Hornets in the Hornets organization that was there with me and whatnot. And they just kept saying over and over how the Hornets they have high IQ guys in the building.
Oh, no. Good luck, it's Pat Connaughton. Proven championship guys, yeah.
Yeah, proven championship guys, high IQ guys. Sion James, I think, is another great example of a guy in the backcourt where you need 8 to 10 minutes of he's going to go hound their best guard on their team. He can do that. That dude is built, and he can make life hell for the other team's best guard for a minute. Now, do I expect him to score at all? No, but just having those little pieces and just good culture fits and not having just stinking knuckleheads in the building, as many knuckleheads, having that balance, I think it's great. And I do believe in Charles Lee and being a good coach too.
I do. I like Charles Lee, and I really want him to succeed. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's done a lot of good things thus far in Charlotte. And you touched on the center position. I don't necessarily know if any of these three guys are as talented as Mark Williams could be, but like you said, they're going to play. And I think the Hornets have a lot of flexibility at the position. If you got a guy like, for example, you're playing like a Vucevic or somebody that's going to really stretch the floor, a Towns, a Porzingis, then put Diabate on him. He can run up and down. He can switch on ball screens. He can be out on the perimeter. If you've got a guy like, a Jonas Valanciunas or somebody that's not going to be moving a lot, then you can play Kalkbrenner. You can get him down on the post, and maybe he doesn't have to be on the outside all the time. We're not going to see the same center rotation for 82 games, but I do think we have flexibility at that position this year.
And if you want to get a poster dunk on you, you could put Mason Plumlee in.
That's right, exactly. So we've got flexibility everywhere. But you got to think Grant Williams is coming back at some point. Josh Green's out for the first little while, but that's another piece that's coming back that was actually pretty good in spurts over the last year or two. It's just guys that I actually trust on this Hornets bench that, hey, they've actually got some veteran leadership and veteran depth. I know that's an overused term, but they do. And then the starting five, if they can just stay healthy for the majority of the year and play together, I think when this team plays together, they actually have a lot of chemistry and they actually care. And a guy like Colin Sexton, it cannot be overstated, the intensity that somebody like that brings. He's so unapologetically himself, especially on the defensive end. He'll clap in your face. He'll slap the floor. He's not scared of being embarrassed. He's not going to do the LaMelo ball let me wrap around and lazy and reach. He is going to take it upon himself to guard the other team's best guard. And that energy, it sounds lame. It sounds cheesy and stupid. It's truly infectious. I think a lot of that is going to rub off on the young guys. I love the Colin Sexton edition. They got him for a bag of chips. I think that was a great call.
Worst case scenario, you trade him again, and you're going to get probably more than what you paid for him. And also, you got Nurkic off the team. That's a win. That was a dead
Double
wood
win
on the team. So it looks like the starting lineup's going to be LaMelo, Conkinipple, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Kalkbrenner.
I think Diabate starts.
So that was just the preseason?
I don't think Kalkbrenner is going to start day one. I really don't. I don't think he can switch well enough on defense. He looks like he's running in concrete sometimes.
And I think that's fair, and that's also why he was drafted. So we didn't even mention Salon.
I think Tijon Salon's he won't play a ton this year, but if he can just get a little bit of confidence, give us 10 minutes a game until Josh Green or Grant Williams comes back. I don't think he's in the rotation once Grant Williams comes back.
He should be playing every single game on the Swarm and getting the ball in his hands and chucking up shots.
But that's the good thing is we don't have to trust Tijon Salon to play 25 minutes a game.
At least
that's a luxury. Yeah, knock on wood. It's just stay healthy. And if they go 25 and whatever and they're all healthy, then I'll eat my words and we can blow it all up. But I just really think if they have some semblance of consistency in that lineup, they'll be fine. You think Con starts day one? I guess so.
I think he does. I think 4th overall pick. I don't think you do that if you don't think he's going to start immediately. And I think he's looked really good so far in the preseason so far. He's just going to be so efficient with this team and just make life so much easier on all these guys who want to be more ball dominant.
And you saw it at Duke when you watched, obviously, a lot of Duke. I watched a lot of Duke last year. He was just good at Duke. He wasn't the best player on that college team. Cooper Flagg was, but he was a connector.
But also, even when Cooper Flagg goes out in the ACC tournament last season, Con Knipple fits right in and all of a sudden becomes the guy on that team and has no problem doing it. He can run a pick and roll when needed to. He can put the ball on the floor and drive it to the basket. He's crafty. He's smart. Gym rat.
Lunch pail guy. That's part of the argument, though. I do wonder. I think he will start, but maybe that is part of the argument for him being on the second unit. Maybe you start Colin Sexton. I don't know. I think you're right. Like a top 4 pick, you probably just put him in the lineup and say, "Here's our best 5 guys." But we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Over.
Oh, 28 wins? Give me a break. That's like taking candy from a baby, as I've said the last 4 years and lost money on the Hornets.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Play the clip from last year. I bet you can find a 30-second clip from last year, and it is damn near verbatim what we've said this year.
I think the Hornets go, man, this could really backfire. 39-43.
Wow. 39-43, so that gets them in the play-in.
Yeah.
They're plus 750 to win 40 games. I think you're right. I think I'm going to go more towards like 36 wins, maybe like what would that be? 36 and 42? What is that? What is that math?
You know these teams that just randomly you just have this weird little hype train and kind of think, don't you feel like that could happen with this Hornets team this year where they become the actual TikTok team where people all of a sudden are like, I love the Hornets. They're so cool. And they have some weird, it's not like the Beam, but there's some weird Hornets thing. Maybe everyone makes fun of the whole 6'7" meme with LaMelo Ball or whatever. Maybe that's just a sign that things are that's going to be a thing that becomes a part of the season and it becomes there like the Beam or some bullcrap like that.
Can I be honest? I hate that. And this might be selfish and this might be mean, but I don't want that to happen. We've suffered through all these years of Hornets fandom. We need to be the ones to reap the rewards. We don't need everybody jumping on the ship at the exact right time and, the Hornets are finally good, so everybody's going to be a fan. No. That might be selfish of me. We deserve better. We deserve to reap the rewards before anybody else. The general public can F off. That's why, selfishly, I'm like, everybody loves Eric Collins now. We've been on this for years.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting, too, because, you've known me for most of my life. Ever since you've known me, diehard Liverpool fan. No matter, Liverpool fan since day one. And then all of a sudden they get good. Everyone just assumes I was a bandwagon Liverpool fan. It's like, I've been sitting here since 2008, 2009 watching these stupid Liverpool games. This team sucked. They were awful. I didn't get to see a good team until one little blip for a year, and then that was it up until Jurgen Klopp came in. And then everyone just assumes you're a bandwagon fan after that.
Yep.
Now, we're probably 3 years away from anything like that happening with the Hornets. But even if the Hornets are a fun team that gets to a 500-ish record in a weak Eastern Conference.
Yeah. I do think you're right. They have a chance to be that because you even saw the preseason highlights being posted. There was a lot of, lobs and LaMelo went through somebody's legs and all of this.
That was sick.
It was sick. And if they're healthy, I think we'll see a lot of that this year. And they're going to be a fun... we're going to watch every game because we're sickos, but I think a lot of people are going to be tuning into more random Hornets games. Hey, this is actually entertaining.
I'll be there opening night next week.
Will you? Lucky.
Yeah, I will. I'm actually, ironically, I'm there for the Nets, technically. I'm doing a story on Yegor Demon, so I'm interviewing him after the game for his debut, but I'm so excited to see the Hornets play.
That'd be a lot of fun. Hornets, Nets, they better win that.
Yeah, that might just be is that a loser leaves town game?
Hornets are only minus 4.5 at home against the Nets.
I think it might be a loser
minus
leaves
4.5.
town game. It's going to be hilarious because I'm going to text you as I'm driving into the arena being like, all right, what's the play tonight?
Well, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. 30 points each because that's happening.
It's going to be Con 4 threes parlayed with LaMelo 10 assists and Diabate
Claxton 14 boards, Diabate 14 boards. There's my lotto for night one. Book it right now.
Yeah, whatever the number is on missed threes, give it to me.
That was good. Good Hornets minute. I'm excited, and I know we say this every year, but it does feel different. There's actually a little glimmer in my eye of hey, wait, this team's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm really last year. I'll be honest. Last year, I wasn't that excited to watch the Hornets. I was like, okay, hopefully it's better, kind of thing. I'm actually genuinely excited to see what we got starting next week on Wednesday.
I'm with you.
That's it for Hornets Minute. That's it for the show today. Make sure to subscribe NBA will be off and on. It'll be a lot later until we dive more into NBA. We'll do a check-in later on once football starts to die down. Make sure to tune into the football shows. You know the drill. Subscribe at KarterKast on everything, at Karter_Spare, at KarterB8. Download SeatGeek. Use code KarterKast, $20 off your first purchase, $50 minimum purchase required. You're going to a NBA game soon. College basketball's around the corner. College football. All these sports are going on. Create an account. Use code KarterKast at SeatGeek for $20 off your first purchase. That's it from us today. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.